How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Roblox. I know this was requested by many of you. Plus, on top of that, this is one of Nancy Pelosi's stocks that she has call options on. So I want to make sure this stock is on your radar. It did end up having a consolidation day, but I'm going to keep you guys updated in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. The reason why this is important because the short interest has an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Roblox. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $89.06, being up 0.02%. On the low, it tested $86.70, and then on the high, testing $90.31. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 14.015 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 17.187 million shares. So we did have below average volume, but we still saw some strength in the stock being consistent, but only being up 2 cents on the day. Now, when we take a look at our daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 40.46. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 50-day, the 21-day EMA, the 100-day, and we are above the 200-day. So it's great that we have some strength there. And it is showing to be an area of support. We ended up seeing a low of 86.70, and the 200-day is right at 86.58. Now, as far as for the price action is concerned, we could see it has been forming higher lows for the past 3 trading days. So this is fairly bullish. But one thing that we could see, we do have resistance at this $90 level. So the next move you'd want to look forward to after it breaks resistance at 90 would be right here to the 100-day, which is around 92.55. And getting past 92.55, this is where I could see some resistance while it's trying to get to around 94. So I could see Roblox getting back into the $90 level this week and as well as going into next week. As far as getting all the way here to $100, we know that's going to take quite a bit of time, but so far the chart is looking fairly good. So let's see if Roblox could at least get to around $92 sometime this week and then see if it can make that move going to 95. If that doesn't end up being the case, then I'm going to be looking forward for it to at least use the 100-day as support right around this 92.55 level. And keep in mind, as far as these interpretations, this is assuming that the markets are looking strong. If we end up having a further pullback, then I wouldn't be shocked if we break through that 200-day. So let's see how it performs going into tomorrow. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Roblox. As we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at recent filings, we can see here for January the 12th, we have DMB Asset Management that purchased 16,372 shares. And then we also have Gradient and Sequant that purchased 800 and as well as 500. KMG Fiduciary Partners purchased 2,185 shares. And then we also have the Stunnington Group that purchased 3,500 shares. And then on the 10th, we have 2,000 shares being purchased by FNY and also Lake Hills Wealth Management LLC purchasing 2,378 shares. And then we can see it continues as far as for January. So what we can see right away, institutions have been loading up in regards to the filings. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 39.34%. And then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 2.94 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 10 million, updated just now. And then for for the short borrow free rate, it is at 0.27%. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of January the 10th, it was at 34.51. And then for January the 11th, which was yesterday, it was at 39.34. So it has gone up, but what it tells us right away, Roblox does have short squeeze potential. So now let's get into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Roblox. So we can see for the inflow, it was at 256, and then for the outflow, it was at 299. So we had an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, it was 9.21 on the large. On the medium, it was 172, and then on the small, it was at 74.68. Taking a look at the outflow side, we can see on the large, it was 31.54. On the medium, it was 184, and then on the small, it was 83.16. When taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for the past 5 trading days, they have been outflow days, and for today, it being that negative 22.33 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And then we take a look at what happened on the medium. We had more selling than we had buying. And then for the large, where we see a big time discrepancy and can represent institutions and funds, it was 31.54 million versus 9.21 million. So a lot of selling pressure. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 2.42%. So what this tells us right away, there are still many who are holding on to their positions, but there also is a good amount of traders going inside of the play. And we also have to take into consideration it was a consolidation type of day. Most of the action happened earlier, so this is why you want to keep an eye on this play for trading opportunities as this week comes closer to an end. And also keeping an eye on it even further because it is one of Nancy Pelosi's stocks. So let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Roblox, in a technical sense, I do like the chart. We see that it is very clear. It filled a gap to the downside, and now we can see that it has some support right above the 200-day. So what we want to see is it actually getting past resistance at the $90 level, which is very possible for it to do it this week, especially if we see continued strength inside of the market. So if you want to go in with options or you want to go with just buying some common shares, that is perfectly fine. I do see this stock going back to the $100 level sometime this year. So again, keep it on your radar. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does have short squeeze potential. There's a lot of negative market sentiment around the stock. There's a lot of shorts. So this is why whenever you get any kind of a catalyst or you get above average volume or there's a lot of strength inside of the market, Roblox is one of those stocks that can move very quickly. And I want to make sure if you're a trader, you want to make sure you utilize that opportunity. We also do know there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on it. Like I was saying, and I know it sounds like I'm doing it jokingly, this is one of Nancy Pelosi's stocks. She has options on this play. So this is one of the reasons why you want to keep this on your watch list. Plus, on top of that, if you're looking for a play that can give you some exposure into the metaverse, then Roblox is a perfect choice. It does trade at a very high valuation, but that's just because of its overall growth potential. So you got to understand for yourself, what risk are you willing to take as far as taking on overall position, and are you going to be able to actually manage it? This is why I say doing your homework and as well as your due diligence. This stock comes with a lot of fluctuation, a lot of volatility, and it's part of the reasons why I want to make sure you're prepared, whether you're going to be trading it or whether you're going to be taking it as a long-term investment. So I hope you enjoyed this video and we'll be talking real soon.